important housekeeping ground rules. Okay, so it looks like everyone is in and they're locked and loaded, ready to go. Again, this is Charlotte from the Keys to Freedom team, and I want to welcome you all, our friends, to the How to Become a Cryptocurrency Millionaire in the Next 2 Years Without Risking the Kids' College Fund or Mortgaging the House webinar. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce our presenters, but before I do, we need to go over some important housekeeping and ground rules. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the disclaimer. The information contained in this presentation, including taxation, legal, and other matters, is of a general nature and does not take into consideration your personal situation or your personal objectives in attending this event. The information is based on our interpretation of laws as currently in force, and those laws may change from time to time. Prior to taking any steps, as a result of receiving this information, you should consider whether the information is appropriate to your needs and, where appropriate, seek professional advice. Any case studies, testimonials, and examples that we refer to, although based upon real situations of our students, they are for illustration purposes only and cannot guarantee that you will achieve similar results. If you wish to use any of our strategies or invest in any further education offered by the speakers, you must accept the entire risk and take full responsibility for this decision. The information contained in this presentation is not an invitation to go out and start blindly trading any specific investments. Investing requires risking money in pursuit of future gain. This is your decision. Do not risk any money you cannot afford to lose. We do not take into account your individual financial and personal circumstances. This presentation is intended for educational purposes only and not as individual investment advice. Myself and my team have been investing in cryptocurrencies for a long time. Make sure to educate yourself before you begin investing. I'll now ask you to please turn off any distractions. Because this presentation is extremely important to the future of you and your family, I highly recommend to shut off or mute your mobile phone, TV, instant messengers, and any other distractions in advance. This is a one-time only presentation, and I do not want you to miss that one critical piece of advice that can hit you at any moment and change your life. Hang tight. We're about to get started, but before we do, allow me to introduce our two presenters, Dirk de Bruin and Mitch Sanders. Mitch and Dirk will be presenting and sharing all the information with you on this webinar today. First, let me introduce Mitch. Mitch is a very relaxed and laid-back guy with a great sense of humor and a passion for racing cars. He's also the publisher of an underground crypto newsletter, which is on the must-read list for many of the top investors in this space. Mitch has a background as a tech entrepreneur, having sold his first tech business for a 7-figure payday, achieving financial freedom in his 20s. He has also invested big time into property. He's built a $4 million portfolio. However, as a tech guy, the crypto bug bit him early on, because he saw the profound implications for financial privacy and freedom that it offered. So he was an early miner of Bitcoin, when many of today's so-called experts had never heard of it. And he's been a long-time investor in Bitcoin and many other top-ranking cryptocurrencies that have enjoyed stratospheric gains. Mitch was one of the founding members of a cryptocurrency exchange in Australia with currently over $1 million in daily volume. Also within the same group, there was a mining arm of the business, which at its peak housed over 1,000 Antminers, drawing almost 5,000 amps of power, and a trading arm as well as a cryptocurrency hedge fund. Mitch has since stepped away from this business to focus on educating the world about the power, wealth, and freedom cryptocurrency can provide. Now, let me share with you a little bit about Dirk. Dirk started trading Forex and CFD markets back in 2008 and did that virtually full-time for several years. He has spent a small fortune on trading, training, and education, and has learned the ins and outs of technical analysis, the behavior of market participants, as well as market cycles. Dirk has also learnt that day trading for a living is incredibly stressful, and there are better investing strategies that are far less agonizing and provide a far greater return. After his time as a trader, Dirk learnt about marketing and building online business, and for the last 6 to 7 years, he's been able to enjoy working on his own terms, traveling the world, and making a full-time income from the internet. Dirk's mission in life is to share the wealth building and income generation strategies that he's learnt and that have given him a ton of freedom with as many people as possible to help enrich their lives in one way or another. And that's why Dirk and Mitch are here today on this webinar with you. Combined, Mitch and Dirk have some incredible predictions on the board. Together, they have predicted the crypto boom of 2017, the crypto winter of 2018, and finally, Bitcoin's big moves in 2019. Mitch and Dirk are the real deal, and now they're going to dive straight in and share with you the details about this extremely lucrative and massive chance to create wealth, freedom, and possibly even early retirement in a very short time if you follow their specific steps. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you Dirk and Mitch. Guys, are you there?
Yes, we're here. Thank you so much for that incredible introduction. I really, really appreciate it. And Dirk, are you ready to jump right in?
Thank you for that glowing introduction, Charlotte. So welcome everybody to the webinar. I'm super pumped to be here. And this leads us straight into our goal for today. Our goal for today from this webinar is to show you exactly what you need to do to give you the very best chance at becoming a cryptocurrency millionaire in as little as the next 2 years. We will be doing this by giving you our exact strategy and insights to help you turn this goal into a reality following a proven step-by-step process. So if you stay with us until the end of this presentation, not only are you going to get a completely free PDF report with in-depth research into our personal top coin pick for 2020, which we are going to give away at the end of the webinar, so you got to stick around for that until the end, and we're going to give you a guide to becoming a cryptocurrency millionaire. This is also a PDF that you will get, and all of this will be done at the end of the presentation. So if you want this, which I recommend you do get because it's highly valuable, stick around until the very end. If you're wondering what makes this webinar different, because you've probably been on these kinds of webinars before, right? You may be wondering, why is this different to anything else? And why should you pay very close attention for the next 55 minutes? Well, let me tell you, right? Cryptocurrency is an incredibly fast-moving industry, and we believe it's very important to get as much information directly from the source as possible. And that's why we and our team literally travel around the world to attend cryptocurrency and blockchain conferences and meetups to make sure that we're up to date on the latest developments as they happen and the opportunities that present themselves, so we can share them directly with our community and our premium members. And as you can see here on the screen, just some examples. I travel around the world. I'm in Asia, Beyond Blocks in Bangkok, in the middle of there, in Europe, in Amsterdam, one of the biggest expo conferences for blockchain. Travel to Singapore, in Australia, in Las Vegas, right? So literally, me, Mitch, and our team, we travel around the world. We attend these conferences to get this info so we can pass it on. Not only that, but we also aim to connect with as many influencers, thought leaders, and project founders as possible so that we can take all of that information and pass it on to our premium KTF members in our monthly newsletters and our video updates. Not to mention the various private underground groups that we're a part of that meet regularly to discuss potential movements in the market that we can take advantage of. Right? Mitch and myself, we've been through many different crypto market cycles. We've seen multiple bear and bull markets happen within this market. And we've been present since early 2013, 2014. And each time one of these market cycles happens, we're taking notes of the patterns and the trends and saving them to make our moves smarter in the future. right? How often have you heard from other so-called cryptocurrency, quote, experts, unquote, with this kind of experience, right? And as you can see here on the screen, some of the top people, Mitch is there with Jeff Berwick, who runs the Dollar Vigilante. He has hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube and across his various channels. In the middle there, Mitch met the Winklevoss twins. We'll tell you a little bit more about them, but they're literally Bitcoin billionaires with a B, all right? It's absolutely crazy. I met the CEO of Binance, CZ, influential YouTubers like Ivan on Tech has more than 200,000 subscribers. I do interviews with project co-founders and founders, for example, Travis Walker, a co-founder of the project ARK, Stani Kulachov, the founder of Etland, or Aave as it's called now, as has expanded. So all of these connections that we have, we use to be able to get the best information available and pass that on to our subscribers. In short, the reason why you should pay attention on this presentation and why you should listen to what we have to say is quite simply, we have years of experience. All right, between Mitch and myself, we have more than a decade of combined experience with cryptocurrency. We have access to premium information and influencers as a result of what we do, how we travel, the people that we meet, or the events that we attend. We've invested 6 figures of our own money, actual fiat money, into cryptocurrency. So we actually put our money where our mouths are, unlike a lot of people in the space who are happy to just shill whatever they want and don't have any skin in the game. So it doesn't hurt them whatever happens, right? We put our own money where our mouths are. And we're here during the highs and the lows, right? We're not just here during, as they say, you know, the fair weather friends. We're not just here when times are good. We have been here since mid-2017, every single month, consistently providing updates, sharing our thoughts and our insights and our research in our newsletter, and we are here to stay. So let me show you the potential of this and why this is potentially literally life-changing, right? I want to show you an example of how just a small $100 bet could have turned into $11 million, $71,329. Right? That is an insane amount. It is not a typo. It is not an exaggeration. All right? This was a cryptocurrency that launched back in 2013. And as you can see, the initial price when it launched was literally fractions of a penny. All right? The all-time high of that cryptocurrency in 2017 was $1.86. So basically, that means if you had put in $100 back in 2013, it could have turned into more than $11 million in literally less than 5 years. And I know this sounds ridiculous, it sounds too crazy to be true, but it is actually true. Now, this is an exception, so let me show you some more examples, because this is not just a one-time thing. All right, here's another example of a different cryptocurrency, and this is a cryptocurrency we actually provided in-depth research on in our KTF newsletter in volume 15. This was one that a small $100 bet could have turned into more than $1 million in less than 3 years. So when this launched back in 2015, that's not too long ago, again, it was trading at fractions of a penny, right? The all-time high in 2017 was $5.25. So the ROI potential in this, if you would have put in $100 at the ICO, right? The initial coin offering, so the initial launch in 2015, it could have turned into over $1.2 million in literally less than 3 years, all right? Here's another one, right? And just to show you, maybe these are obviously exceptional examples, but it is still possible, right? Here's another one. How a small $100 bet could have turned into $334,000. And again, this is a project that we covered in depth in volume 17 of our KTF monthly newsletters. And you can see over here, back in 2015, when this was trading at just 43 cents, and literally in less than 3 years, less than 2.5 years actually, it was trading at $1,448, right? So again, that could have turned a small $100 bet into over $330,000, just $100, right? Super low risk and incredible upside gain.
There's a lot of these. When we were putting this presentation together, there was about 15 of these, and this is the top 5 that we found. and some of which have actually been featured in our newsletter. So this was featured in the KTF Volume 1 newsletter. And again, if you put a small bet of $100 into this specific cryptocurrency on the 21st of October 2016, just 3 short years ago, it would have turned into $253,200 by the 15th of January 2018. Again, that's crazy. Really, really crazy. I'm sure you're starting to think, well, what would have happened if you put, $500 or even $1,000 into it? It is astronomical what these tokens are doing. The next one we have is, again, another small bet. $100 turns into just under $100,000. That's $99,654. This was a token that we shared our research with in KTF Volume 8. And yeah, if you put $100 into this, it would have turned into $99,654 in less than 2 years. And the really cool thing about this is this actually happened during the brutal bear market of 2018 or 2019. So yes, it is possible to make money in a bear market as well. There's an absolute fortune to be made with cryptocurrencies in the next 2 years, but there is a catch. If you do it wrong, you may miss out, or you may even lose a large amount of money. Now, I discovered this the hard way. And the beauty of me doing it the hard way and learning the lesson on your behalf is you get to cheat and get the easy way. So the hard way is, point number 1, ignore the information when it's not hot. The most common thing that people do is they don't analyze and look at the information when no one's really talking about it. But that's when you really need to focus in on it, and that's when you really need to be collecting your data. Number 2, they get involved, this is again the hard way, get involved during the peak of the mania. And number 3, they lose 50% or more of their portfolio. And number 4, they sell near the very bottom. So Dirk, would you mind actually just going ahead and sharing your story on how you learned the hard way and actually missed out on $1 million that you could have had extra in your bank account?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an interesting story, and I don't like to tell it because it is painful, but it's a lesson I can share with everyone, who's watching and who can learn from this and avoid making those same mistakes. So basically on the screen right now is a screenshot of buy orders for Bitcoin that I had back in late 2015. And like we said before, Mitch and I, we've both been involved with crypto. We're buying in 2013, 2014, right? And as you can see here on the screenshot, these buy orders, so it was a total of $14,640 that I put in as buy orders to purchase 57 Bitcoin back then at about an average price of just about $260 per Bitcoin, right? Those were the days. And if you're seeing this, you might be thinking, wow, I got in early and I must be a millionaire or whatever. But I'm here to tell you the story because it's really not wow. And I want you to learn from it, right? I want you to see what the potential cost of ignoring high quality information like what you're getting on this webinar today is, right? And at the very peak of Bitcoin, when it was trading at almost $20,000, let's call it 19,800, those 57 Bitcoin, which cost me $14,640, were worth $1.128 million, right? So that's what the Bitcoin could have turned into. Even at a Bitcoin price of $7,000, it would have still been worth $399,000. Do you want to take a guess how much I made from it? Some of you are probably thinking, a couple $100,000, $200,000. But what I actually made from it was about $14,000. That's it, 1-4. I doubled my investments. And I guess that's pretty good in traditional terms and certainly better than people who never got involved at all. But it's far from the 40 or 50 or even 80x multiple I could have had and the $1 million I could have had if I would have kept it. And Mitch and I both have similar stories in having missed out on millions of dollars, but not understanding the opportunity and holding on to what they had. And that is why we have this webinar to share this with you today, because it can literally be life-changing. You want to know how we're preparing to personally profit multiple seven figures from cryptocurrency in the next 2 years? Well, then pay attention, because what we're going to share with you now are the 3 secrets that we think are key to becoming a crypto millionaire in the next 2 years or less. All right, and we're going to go into each one of these in a little bit more detail. So the first secret is timing. All right, and we're going to share with you exactly why timing is so incredibly important. The second secret is to have what we call an E-plan. If you don't have one of these, then you can have the timing right, but you're going to have a huge problem and you're probably not going to make any money, perhaps even lose money. So you've got to have an E-plan. And secret number 3 is you got to add the key ingredient to the whole mix to be able to really become a millionaire. All right, so let's dive into secret number 1. Timing is everything. You've probably heard of the Winklevoss twins, right? Especially if you've seen the movie The Social Network. And this was all about the founding of the social network platform called Facebook, right? And how it started out. And in this movie, basically, the Winklevoss twins were involved with starting Facebook. There ended up being a falling out. They had a legal battle, which they ended up winning. So there's a great story on FT.com, Financial Times, that basically describes the Winklevoss story in great detail. But I just want to quote a section to share with you to get you all caught up. So, to quote, the twins emerged with a $65 million settlement, not pocket change, but still a pittance compared to the wealth Facebook has generated. They put some of the money to good use. Cameron and Tyler were early to Bitcoin. Starting in 2011, they bought up 1% of all the Bitcoin in circulation for a total of $11 million. And by late 2017, with the price of the cryptocurrency surging past $10,000, they were worth a combined $2 billion, making them billionaires in the title, unquote. So on the screen, you can see a photo of Mitch actually with the Winklevoss twins. Very, very cool. He actually happened to run into them in the taxi line at Marina Bay Sands in Singapore after attending a cryptocurrency event that he and I regularly go to get the best possible information that we share with our KTF subscribers. And the twins got lucky because they had the opportunity to get involved at the right time. Had they bought Bitcoin a few years later, they wouldn't have become billionaires from it. So I get it, you may not have a spare $11 million lying around to buy Bitcoin. Absolutely, right? But as we just showed you earlier in this presentation, even just $100 bet has the potential to turn into life-changing money within a few years. And right now, we believe that the timing is right for enormous potential gain in the next 2 years. And we're just the messenger here letting you know about this opportunity. In fact, and this is something that's very important to be aware of, and if you don't know about it, then let me share with you. All right? So there is 100% guaranteed what we like to call a May miracle that's likely to send crypto prices soaring, right? So this is an event that is written into the Bitcoin code. Okay, it happens about once every 4 years, and I will tell you right now, it is 100% guaranteed to take place. This is not just a maybe this will happen kind of thing. Let me be clear. This is not me making a wild guess or a prediction. This occurrence is going to happen, and I can guarantee this with 100% certainty that this event will take place. And as you know, we are not in the business of 100% guarantees. We hardly ever use the word guarantee because in financial markets, there's almost no such thing as a guarantee. But I can tell you right now, this event that has previously created and triggered enormous bull markets and a surge in Bitcoin and other cryptos will 100% happen again in May next year, in 2020. The last time it struck was in 2016. And what happened then? A subsector of the crypto market that very few people knew about produced gains that they had never seen before in any investor in any asset class at any time in human history. Gains like we talked about a couple slides ago, turning $100 into 6 figures, even 7 figures, even as much as $11 million. Look, the first market miracle event happened on November 28th, 2012. And this is the price of Bitcoin that you can see on the screen right now, starting when the event happened until what happened afterwards, right? The Bitcoin price went from approximately $12 to $1,163, which is a return of almost 10,000% or 100x, right? The second time this happened, back in 2016, in July, Bitcoin went from about $647 to $19,666, a return of almost 3,300% or 33x. And this is just Bitcoin. So back in 2016 and 2017, when Bitcoin rose like this, hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, which are known as altcoins, by the way, generated returns many times the size of Bitcoin. So this event is happening again in less than 180 days from today in May 2020. And it won't happen again until 2024. That is why we say the timing is right now. The difference between huge gains and literally nothing could be a window of less than 30 days. Because in December 2017, it took Bitcoin less than 30 days to go from $5,500 all the way up to its peak of $19,800. If you weren't in the game before the train left the station, you would have missed it. And we believe the train is very close to leaving the station, and the next market miracle event, or the May miracle as we like to call it, is set to happen in less than 180 days from now. Here's an example of the Amazon.com market cap from the 2000s, and this is something that we always like to use to illustrate where we think crypto is, because crypto is so young and it's so new, and we think it is such a tiny market that is going to explode over the coming years. And if you look at the Amazon.com market cap, right, back in the 2000s, there was a huge market crash. It dropped 80% or more of its value, right? And afterwards, look how much it exploded in value. So to take that as an analogy, we believe that cryptocurrency is like the Amazon market cap in the 2000s. We had an enormous boom in 2017. We had a large pullback over the last 2 years. And now we think over the coming months and years, there's going to be massive, massive growth like we have never seen before with cryptocurrency. And you have to be in it to be able to get those gains. If you wait till it's too late, you're going to miss out on the entire train. And sure, you can still buy Bitcoin in 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Most likely, you're going to be able to miss out on all those massive, massive returns. So the timing is now, and it's crucial to understand that.
And that leads us to the crypto millionaire secret number 2, and that's have an E plan, or as an exit plan, as we like to call it. The first secret, Dirk talked about the importance of timing. If you don't get in at the right time, you're going to miss out. Now, I want to share a quick story from a blog post by Charles Nedreau, who managed to get the timing right, but didn't have an exit plan. And it's not just him. Many of the people in his industry that he calls his friends had a similar experience. Crypto was booming. They all decided to quit their jobs and projects and become full-time crypto traders. The price just kept climbing, and it didn't seem like it was going to stop. If you followed along during the late 2017 crypto boom, it just seemed like there was no end to the gains in crypto prices. Almost every day the price would increase. Sometimes it would even double overnight. I remember because I had sleepless nights checking my crypto portfolio value every 5 minutes, and it was just so easy to think it would last forever. Forget about being a millionaire in 5 years. The way the markets are behaving, it won't even take 5 weeks. And why not stop there? If it continues, I'll be a multi-millionaire in less than a few months, and I can retire for the rest of my life. I invest 6 figures cash into crypto in 2017, and my portfolio skyrocketed up to over 7 figures by December 2017. The market started crashing, but I never sold anything. I thought the market would bounce back. This shows you just how important it is not only to get the timing right, but also to get out at the right time. You need to have an exit plan before the market becomes euphoric, because if you don't, greed takes over and all logic goes straight out the window, and before you know it, your $1 million profits evaporate and you may even end up as a loss overall.
That brings us to crypto millionaire secret number 3, and this is having the key ingredient to add to the mix. I have a story for you, and this one has a not so happy ending. And again, I don't want you to be this guy. I want to share this with you in his own words. I got into Bitcoin in 2012. One Bitcoin was worth $4 at the time. I immediately got hooked and I knew Bitcoin would be huge one day. Unfortunately, I was also very poor. The most I could afford to buy was $400 worth, which at the time was 100 BTC, right? 100 Bitcoin. Price didn't move much, so I stopped checking after a couple of weeks. And when I came back a month later, the price had steadily increased to $8 per coin. Surprised at doubling my money and thinking I was too soon for Bitcoin to really take off, I sold all my 100 BTC for $800 and planned to buy in again when the price went down. But it never did. Our friend who bought the 100 Bitcoin for $400 didn't become a millionaire for two reasons. Number one, he didn't hold on to his coins enough, right? So that is a super important aspect. Number two is he invested far too much relative to his net worth, right? So the third secret comes down to basically two things. You need to be able to keep your coins for a long period of time. And usually this means period of more than a year, sometimes even multiple years. You also always need to only invest money you can afford to lose. Now, we're not financial advisors, but we personally invest only single-digit percentages of our overall net worth into cryptocurrencies. This way, when portfolios drop by 50% or more, which happens regularly with cryptocurrencies, it stings, but it doesn't make us emotional or affect our ability to pay bills. This allows us to perhaps even add to our portfolio when it's favorable, which allow us to withstand the test of time and the market cycles, as well as when the market moves against us, we're able to tolerate this because the amount of money that we invested is only a very small percentage, which doesn't affect our day-to-day ability to pay bills or anything of the sort, meaning that we are in this for the long term. We can hold the coins for multiple years and stick around to realize those potential huge gains of turning $100 into six figures, multiple six figures, or even seven figures, right? You need to have the coins and hold them for longer periods of time for this to be able to happen. So to sum up, basically what it comes down to is that the timing is crucial and the train is about to leave the station. But which coins should you buy? There's thousands of them. Where do you buy them? There's so many exchanges. How do you safely store them, right? You've heard these stories about people getting hacked and coins disappearing and people losing their coins, right? So even if you get all the timing right, if you buy the wrong coins, if you buy them in the wrong place, and if you don't store them securely, you're going to end up losing out. Sooner or later, we're going to get another cryptocurrency boom. I'm 100% convinced of this. But the question is, do you have an E-plan? Do you have an exit plan for when you have $1 million profits, right? Or are you going to be like the story where you realized that it was going up, you became greedy, you saw that you had $1 million profits, you didn't exit because of the emotions that get involved when this happens, and you end up losing all of your profits and even a loss on your initial, right? You need to have an E-plan. Also, with any investment, you need to be able to withstand drawdowns, right? When the market moves against you, cryptocurrency is highly volatile. It goes up, it goes down, and the market cycles take time. It can move against you for months, sometimes even years. Have you factored this into your strategy? You need to be able to do this and need to be able to withstand market drawdowns and market cycles to be able to really profit from this for the long term.
So wouldn't you agree that it's been time well spent learning from us and hearing some of our stories and hearing some of our experiences, which I will say, this is only the tip of the iceberg, because in a 1 hour webinar, there's only so much that we can cover. Even if we had all day, we still wouldn't be able to bring you completely up to speed. But the good news is we have a special offer so that you can get everything that you need to know and learn directly from myself and Dirk. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very, very special deal that we have never done before. And that leads us to two choices. So the first choice that you have to make, you've participated in the training and you know that we're on the ground floor of a potential massive opportunity to create incredible amounts of wealth. Think the $100 turning into $11 million. That's a once-off example that's probably never going to happen again. Does it mean that it will never happen again? We don't know. But what if you could make something where you made some small bets of $100 that turned into $1 million or $500,000? That is still possible, I believe. You can take whatever you've learned on this webinar here today and try and figure it out on your own. You can spend weeks and months learning about this on your own and most likely make many costly mistakes along the way that could possibly be easily avoided if you had the right guidance. For example, there's over 2,000 different cryptocurrencies available today, and amongst those coins, there are coins that are complete scams, and there are coins that will fail and disappear due to many possible reasons. Even legitimate reasons, like just being a bad project that can't materialize into something real. There's also all sorts of possible mistakes that you can make, like where do you buy a cryptocurrency or where do you store it securely so that you don't get hacked. They're things that we teach you how to do in the program. And let's not kid ourselves, buying cryptocurrency is risky. With great risk comes great reward, but that risk can be controlled. Choice number 2, you get it right by having us by your side to guide you in our premium Keys to Freedom Black Ops cryptocurrency education program. You'll learn from our personal investing experience, join a strong cryptocurrency community, you'll access all of our research, our tutorials, and our resources, you'll skip the wasted time and frustration, and you'll skip wasting the money. The second choice today is for you to leverage our combined experience and shortcut your way to winning trades and investments. Between the two of us and our team, we study the cryptocurrency markets over 100 hours per week and actively buy, hold, and trade. You get access to our premium community who all share information, resources, and experience with each other on a daily basis. You can get access to our step-by-step research, tutorials, and cryptocurrency resources. You can shortcut your learning curve and skip wasted time, frustration, lost money from figuring it out on your own. Now remember, we've spent over $500,000 in education from the biggest and best finance, technology, and trading companies in the world. We literally spent small fortunes to travel around the world to cryptocurrency, blockchain, and finance events to network with the brightest and smartest minds in the game. We've also spent thousands of dollars a month on tools, software, and subscriptions to have the best possible information and advantage in this industry. Not to mention the amount of money we've spent in failed trades and costly experiences, which we've made on our dollar so that you don't have to. We want to provide you with the best analysis you can get anywhere. And in other words, we do all the research, all the grunt work, keeping you up to date daily with everything that's going on. And we'll show you exactly how to buy cryptocurrencies, how to store them, and keep you updated on the latest developments of important projects and the information that could lead to profitable decisions. Introducing Keys to Freedom. Keys to Freedom is our premium newsletter and private members-only group. As you can see from the student testimonials, it's an incredibly profitable place to be. We're opening up a limited number of spots today for those of you who would like to join us behind closed doors and continue your education with us. And for those of you who are already members, we're going to give you a chance to renew or extend your current subscription right now on this call today. It's easy when we hold your hand through the process and look out for you. Imagine you had your own research team tirelessly working around the clock, understanding all the plays and making sure you make the most profitable buys. That's what we have here, your own research and forecasting team with an excellent track record. We are investors in real estate, stocks, and businesses. Hell, we've even sold businesses. We have your best interests at heart and will profitably trade based on our own picks, which we haven't forgotten. We'll be telling you which coin to double down on for 2020 in just a minute. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. So in this fast-moving industry, we believe it's very important to get as much information directly from the source as possible. That's why we and our team travel around the world to attend cryptocurrency and blockchain conferences and meetups. We also aim to connect with as many influencers, thought leaders, and project founders as much as possible in the cryptocurrency space so that we can take all the information and pass it on to our premium KTF members in our monthly newsletters and video updates. And as you can see, not only do our members love the information and research that we provide, but it's also making them money. Nathan says, it's definitely worth it, guys. I joined up in December and the first newsletter has paid for itself. You have access to a ton of other information and tips through their Telegram groups, and you get access to that as well. Michelle said, I'm brand new to crypto and I signed up in December and I only invested a small amount of money spread over 6 top picks, and I doubled my money within a week. I also trust these guys and their research, and I can't wait to see what happens this year. Just bought more crypto yesterday. I'm super excited. Thanks, Michelle. Really appreciate that testimonial. And then we've got Tom. He made his money back in 3 weeks and he's super, super happy with it. So, what you're going to get today when you take us up on today's special offer to join Keys to Freedom behind closed doors is, after joining the Keys to Freedom newsletter, you're going to be guaranteed 12 monthly editions delivered to you on a timely 10th of each month. Each newsletter contains our newest research and analysis and an update of the latest state on the crypto markets. And each newsletter contains highly researched and in-depth reviews of at least one cryptocurrency project and token that we think has a very high likelihood of succeeding and growing in value in short, medium, and long-term future. The total value of this is $2,997 USD. One of the first projects that we covered in our TTF newsletter had a peak gain of 2,834% from the day we wrote about it in the newsletter. This means a small $100 bet could have turned into as much as $2,834 in less than 12 months. Another project we covered in the 15th edition of the KTF newsletter had a peak gain of 791%. From the day that we wrote about it in the newsletter. So this means a small $100 bet could have turned into as much as $791 in less than 10 months. And I should note that this was during the brutal crypto bear market of 2018. Now, it wouldn't be fair to just cherry pick all the great performing projects, so here's an overview of how the peak gain of each token we've covered in our KTF newsletter editions has fared. And as you can see in the red box, the average peak gain of all of our projects, including the losers and including the brutal crypto bear market of the last 2 years, is still a profit of 251%. Bonus number 1. The first bonus that we'll be giving you for taking action is instant access to all the previous Keys to Freedom newsletter editions. These newsletters collectively contain more than 50 in-depth reviews of different cryptocurrency projects that we've handpicked for potential growth. This has a value of $4,493 USD and will be instantly accessible to you when you join us behind closed doors today. And I should note, this bonus is for the first 50 people only. The second bonus is full access to our entire Keys to Freedom cryptocurrency beginners course. This is a 20+ module course designed to get you up to speed on all things cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and blockchain. It contains step-by-step video training as well as text transcripts for easy reference. Here you'll find exactly how to get started buying cryptocurrency, storing it securely, using exchanges, getting caught up on all the technical terms, and much, much more. This has a value of $497 USD, and this bonus is for the first 40 people only. So what you're going to get? Yeah, the Keys to Freedom monthly crypto newsletter, that's 12 editions, valued at $2,997. You get all previous Keys to Freedom newsletters, which is 28 editions, valued at $4,659 USD. You get the Keys to Freedom Crypto Beginners course, which is valued at $497. This is a total value of $8,153 USD. Now, if all this did was make you back the investment to join Keys to Freedom, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you understand the technical side, would it be worth it? Or if all this did was help you not get scammed, would it be worth it? I know personally, myself and Dirk have lost a lot of money over the years that we've had to learn the hard way so that you can learn from our mistakes. What's your time and sanity worth to you? Both Dirk and myself have both put in more than 6 figures of our own money into the markets, and we've put our money where our mouths are every single day. So what would your sanity be worth to you? $1,000? $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 or more? How much would you pay to get our research, experience, strategies, and insights into our own personal crypto portfolios? You can start to see why others are paying us thousands of dollars per year. And Chris has to say, honestly, it's a no-brainer to subscribe to the newsletter and the member groups and the telegrams. It's the best investment in my portfolio, half of which would not be there if it wasn't for these guys. I really appreciate them. And remember, you don't need to risk huge amounts of capital to buy a cryptocurrency. Small bets of $500 or less could turn into big profits. For example, a $500 bet on a cryptocurrency that increases by just 500%, which is actually considered a small gain in the crypto markets, could yield you $2,500 in profit, more than the investment to join Keys to Freedom today. And if the same bet yields 1,000% ROI, it'd be a $5,000 profit. 1,000% ROI is a 10 times gain, from which we believe is completely possible on certain cryptocurrencies in the next 2 years. You can see why it's a good deal to join us at $5,000 per year. And our retail price is $2,997 per year. But because you're special and you're on this webinar today, you are going to get a very, very special discount. You can get started for just $19.97. That's $2,000 USD, and this will give you full access to Keys to Freedom for 1 year. You receive 12 monthly editions of the newsletter for 33% off our regular retail price of $2,997. That's saving you $1,000 USD. To sign up right now, head over to the URL on the screen, type it into the browser, fill out your details, and make the once-off payment of $1,997 USD, and you'll get instant access to Keys to Freedom and all the bonuses that we've promised you today. You can go ahead and order now. Now, bonus number 3, this is something I haven't actually mentioned yet. Bonus number 3 is the technical analysis course, which has been created not only by the master himself, the master TA wizard, which is Dirk de Bruin. This course is valued at $1,997, and this bonus is for the first 40 people only. Dirk has been trading for many, many years and spent a lot of time in the forex markets using leverage and trading very large amounts of money. And making the transition to the cryptocurrency markets, he has seen his skills become very, very valuable. And you'll be learning everything. This is a completely behind the curtain look at technical analysis, which is valued at $1,997.
When you join us, basically this is what it is. And I just want to share with you some examples, some testimonials of people, what they say about my technical analysis. I've been doing this for many years. And as you can see here on the screen right now, just some comments from people who follow me when I share my TA, right? Nice analysis, it's making me money. It went up 27% since I made the video. Justin Brooke, good call, Diggy. Wish I'd listened to you earlier. Won't be a mistake I make twice. Will Campbell, I just got to thank you. I literally watched your TA's technical analysis video. It produced beautifully. It did what you said. Sam, I just wanted to thank Diggy for calling it. I got a decent amount of 0.8. I'm going to sit on it. So basically, technical analysis, what it is it's certain patterns that happen over and over in the charts. And I've been studying and applying this for more than a decade. Okay, I've literally learned this from professional traders. I've spent thousands of dollars in education learning about this in Forex, the stock markets, and I've been able to apply it to the cryptocurrency markets too, because these patterns work on charts. And it actually tends to work better in crypto markets than it does in Forex or stocks in my experience. So while technical analysis is no guarantee of predicting the future or even of making money, right? It can definitely be a useful tool that helps you make a lot more money by giving you high probabilities of how the market will behave when certain patterns or indicators appear, right? So it's certain patterns, certain market behaviors that when they set up, there's a high likelihood that it's going to happen. We're talking like 7, 8, 9 times out of 10. When a certain pattern sets up, it behaves in a certain way, and you can take action based on that. So what's going to be inside the KTF technical analysis course is, first of all, it's going to contain a section that is an introduction to technical analysis. So this is completely newbie friendly. If you've never heard of TA or how to use it or what it is, it's going to get you completely up to speed. The second module is basically going to share with you the easiest profitable patterns and indicators, right? So I don't want to share with you tons of theory and have you studying for months and months before you understand this stuff. So from my many years of experience, I'm going to share with you the easiest profitable pattern setup and indicators, right? Making it very simple and easy for you to identify just these few patterns and be profitable with trading them. I'm going to share with you an entire section dedicated to bankroll management. And this is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, because even if you know the patterns, even if you know, and you're a good trader in terms of determining when to enter and when to exit, right? With trading, at some point, you are going to lose. It's part of trading. There's no one who gets every single thing correctly. And if you have the wrong allocation of your money, one single trade, even if you get 99 out of 100 trades correct and you're making money with those, if you mismanage your bankroll, that one trade that you get wrong could literally wipe you out. So it's super important to understand the principles and strategies behind managing your capital and your bankroll. And this is going to be covered extensively in module number 3. And module number 4 is going to cover leveraged trading. So basically, these are platforms like BitMEX or Bybit, where you can trade on cryptocurrencies using leverage. This is something I personally do not recommend. And if you do this, it is completely at your own risk. But I want to show you how it's done, how it can be done, how it is possible. And should you choose to do this at your own risk, the trading and the material and the education will be there. So once again, this course is going to be an extensive course, and it is valued at $1,997.
Thanks, Dirk, for going into all of that detail about the course. I'm actually super pumped to go through the course myself because, as you guys know, I am not a TA master like Dirk is. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the Keys to Freedom monthly cryptocurrency newsletter, 12 editions, valued at $2,997 USD. You get all previous Keys to Freedom newsletters, that's 28 editions, valued at $4,659. You get the Keys to Freedom cryptocurrency beginners course, valued at $497 USD. You get the technical analysis and trading course, which has been freshly created by my man, Dr. Bruin, valued at $1,997 USD. That's a total value of $10,150 USD. And you don't get that today for one low price of you getting started of $1,997. That's save $1,000. We don't get you started today for just $19.97 USD, and this would give you the full access to Keys to Freedom for 1 year. You will receive 12 monthly editions of our newsletter for 33% off our retail price of $2,997, saving you $1,000 right here, right now, today. To sign up now, head over to the URL on the screen, type it into your browser, fill out your details, and make the once-off payment of $19.97 USD, and you'll get instant access to Keys to Freedom and the bonuses that we've promised you on this webinar. Now, you had two choices. The first option is do nothing and not take the leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. The second option is pony up this small investment today compared to the value that you're getting in return and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If it's not, you're covered by our 500% ROI guarantee. Now, what is your 500% ROI guarantee, you may ask? Well, it is if one of our Keys to Freedom newsletter edition project tokens does not increase by at least 500% from today by the 31st of December 2021, we will give you a free lifetime access to Keys to Freedom. Now, I don't know if that isn't the biggest guarantee you've ever heard. I don't know what is. You can get started today by going to keystofreedom.com/yes. Again, that's keystofreedom.com/yes. So I just want to share a quick tale of two people. Let's just call them John and Jason. Jason was on the webinar similar to this one back in 2017. He loved the content and learned a lot from the presentation, but he decided he thought he knew best and wanted to invest in cryptocurrencies on his own without joining us in Keys to Freedom, which is perfectly okay, by the way. It's your decision. John followed a lot of crypto YouTubers, and when they started showing off their crazy returns for something called BitConnect, guaranteeing multiple percentage returns on a daily basis, John decided to take his life savings of $30,000 USD and put them all into BitConnect, thinking he was going to be a millionaire. Jason was on the same webinar as John back in 2017, and he loved the content, learned a lot, and signed up and joined us inside on Keys to Freedom. Jason also heard about BitConnect and other Ponzi schemes and was considering betting his money on it, but saw us warn about how it's 100% certain that it's going to be a Ponzi scheme because there is almost nothing that can produce daily guaranteed returns unless it's a Ponzi. Jason agreed with us and decided to put his money elsewhere. John ended up saving $1,997 USD by not joining Keys to Freedom, but he lost his life savings of $30,000 by falling prey to a clear scam, of which there are many in this space. Had he joined us inside Keys to Freedom, we would have likely helped him, firstly by empathizing that you should never invest more than you can afford to lose, especially not life savings, but also by warning about the high likelihood that BitConnect was a scam. This is, of course, a fictional tale, but it's based on some very real stories of people who lost boatloads of money on cryptocurrency scams that we could have helped them avoid if they were involved in Keys to Freedom. We're here to help navigate you, and when we think something is a scam or a risk, we share that with you as much and as often as possible. In other words, by joining Keys to Freedom, you have two experienced set of ears and eyes to help you and increase your chances of success as much as possible. Let me show you what you need to do next. Right now, head over to the URL on the screen, type it into your browser, fill out your details, and make the once-off payment of $1,997 USD, and you'll get instant access to Keys to Freedom and all the bonuses that we've promised you on the webinar. Now, if you didn't sign up immediately, there's a couple of different reasons that could be. Reason number one, it's a lot of money. Remember that for only $1,997 USD, that's less than the cost of a daily coffee. Also keep in mind that besides all the training, education, and newsletters that you're getting, you're also going to be getting the benefit of the combined eyes and ears of both myself and Dirk doing their best to navigate through the crypto industry, avoiding scams, and finding winning projects very, very early. This alone could save you many times your investment of joining Keys to Freedom today. Number two, I want to wait until the market recovers. This is certainly an option, but that means that you could be missing out on huge gains, far in excess of the cost of joining Keys to Freedom today, by waiting until the market has recovered. And then reason number three is that I need to talk to my partner. Now, of course you should, and to show you that we're the real deal and give you the most value for money you won't find anywhere else, when you sign up with us during this webinar, your direct partner, which is your spouse or your business partner, will have full access to the subscription and bonuses that you do. You'll just have to prove to our support desk that you're indeed partnered with that person to avoid people taking advantage of this deal, and we'll set you both up with full access. And remember, we've got you back. We're in the trenches every day. We go to major events for you, we leverage our connections, and we want to see you win. When you win, we win. And that leads us to bonus number 4. To add even more value to our already insane valuable offer, bonus number 4 is access to our private members-only chat community. And here you have 24 access to Dirk and myself and all other Keys to Freedom members. You have access to multiple channels on different topics, and you'll be alerted of important updates, news events, and another incredibly valuable benefit. You'll have access to Dirk and myself's personal cryptocurrency buy and sell movements. This has a value of $997 USD and is included in your Keys to Freedom membership when you join us behind closed doors today. So let me just sum all of that up. You get the Keys to Freedom monthly cryptocurrency newsletter, the 12 editions valued at $2,997 USD. You get all previous Keys to Freedom newsletters, which is 28 editions, valued at $4,659 USD. You need the Keys to Freedom Beginners course, valued at $497 USD. You need the technical analysis and trading course that Dirk is creating, specifically teaching all of the tips and tricks that he has learned the hard way from trading the traditional Forex and financial markets, valued at $1,997 USD. You have the private chat community valued at $997 USD. That's a total value of $11,147 USD. And you can get started today for just $1,997 USD, and we'll give you full access to Keys to Freedom for 1 year. You receive 12 monthly editions of our newsletter for 33% off the regular retail price of $2,997, saving you $1,000 USD. Now, I will say, if you go to our website right now, that is the price. This is a special link for you watching this webinar right now, which is saving you $1,000. Our retail price every single day is $2,997. To sign up right now, head over to the URL on the screen, type it into your browser, and fill out your details and make the once-off payment of $1,997 USD, and you get instant access to Keys to Freedom and all the bonuses that we've promised you on the webinar. Now, this leads us to our number one coin pick for 2020. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice.
All right, so for those of you who've been waiting, especially for this, for sticking around for what we think is our personal number one coin pick for 2020 that we personally researched and picked out and think is going to do incredibly well, this is it, right? So before I reveal the name of the actual coin, I want to share with you the price potential. So this specific coin, if it were to increase and reach its previously recorded all-time high, so the high that it has already achieved, if this coin would achieve it right now, that would be an increase of up to 19,200%, or a 192x the initial money that's put in. This means if a small $100 bet was made on this coin, it could turn into as much as $19,200 if it were to return back to the all-time high levels of 2017, right? So this is a coin that has massive, massive potential, and a small $100 or $200 bet could turn into tens of thousands of dollars. And we think there is a very high chance that this can indeed return back to the all-time high level.
So what's the coin, Dirk? What's the coin? Tell us.
I know you're super excited, but patience, young Padawan. I just first want to reveal to you guys the 10 reasons why we picked this coin, right? And I know you're super excited. I know you want to know the name. I know perhaps you even have your crypto exchanges open, ready to buy the coin, right? Just always do your own research first and make sure to do the due diligence. And that is what we do inside our newsletters, inside our community, right? So just to give you 10 reasons why we think this coin is going to do well. First of all, it has a remarkable team, all right? This coin was designed by a team that has an existing business, right, outside of the crypto space. So in the real world, it already has this, right? They are the operators of the #1 digital marketplace in the world. They sell 2 million digital items per week, all right? Secondly, they have a history of business success. Right? This specific coin will be the third global marketplace built by this team. The first two became #1 in their respective categories, which is in the virtual items, right? For games and for skins. So that brings me to point number 3, the market dominance. So this existing company is already a multi-billion-dollar business with millions of existing customers who love it, right? It has a 9.8 out of 10 Trustpilot rating. They created this cryptocurrency because they know exactly what their 400 million global digital item trading community wants, right? Number 4, they have deep roots in the crypto community, right? The team is highly respected in the cryptocurrency community. They've already built their own Bitcoin payment processing platform, and this company became one of the top 5 largest e-commerce sites globally for accepting Bitcoin. Their customers already like and use cryptocurrency. Number 5, they're trading the most popular items in the world, right? And this crypto project is going to facilitate trading sneakers, apparel like Magic the Gathering cards, gift cards, and other digital and physical items. Their blockchain development expertise. All right. So the two founders of this crypto project, William Quigley and Jonathan Yantis, are legendary in the blockchain community. They co-founded Tether, the most popular UST derivative coin used by all exchanges in the world. They co-founded one of the first blockchain ventures, Crypto Capital Partners. They were the largest backers behind Mastercoin, the company that invented the concept of a blockchain-based smart contract and the very first ICO in history. They were one of the earliest and largest investors in the Ethereum ICO. They incubated GoCoin, which is the early Bitcoin payment processor, Blade, one of the first Bitcoin debit cards. These guys are just blockchain experts. Right? Point number 7, they're targeting an existing market. So this crypto project is custom designed to facilitate the existing e-commerce market, right? A huge market. Point number 8, a real and needed use case, right? So the tokens of this crypto project actually have a reason to exist. They aren't just a lame reskin of Bitcoin, right? Or some sort of clone of an existing cryptocurrency. Or worse, an ERC20 Ethereum token used like a Bitcoin. Like, what is the point, right? These tokens of this specific project facilitate the settlement of their smart contracts that enable millions of people to trade items. This crypto supports a giant ecosystem. The platform is designed to service thousands of companies and power sellers already participating in the global digital item trading industry. The smart contracts track and pay out to all parties of an item trade, settlement agents, affiliates, listing sites, and other parties that facilitate digital item trading. It's a major improvement over existing centralized marketplaces and one of the item trading facilitators will greatly appreciate. And then finally, the size of the digital item trading market and the number of tokens are linked, right? So the very smart team behind this crypto designed the platform to grow as the size of the digital item trading industry grows. The platform settlement agents must use the token to secure smart contracts as assurance that they will carry out the trades they assigned. So as the volume of the business grows, the settlement agents must pledge more tokens for safekeeping in the smart contracts. So now that we've shared with you our reasoning, I want to reveal the token. Are you ready? Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready. Awesome. So the token is a token called WAX, right? The official site is wax.io. And as you can see, if you go and look it up right now, it's probably trading for mere pennies, right? So the all-time high price was actually over $5. It was recorded as $5.01 USD on the 21st of December 2017, according to CoinMarketCap.com. They ICO'd, so they launched their initial coin offering on 15 November 2017 for a period of 15 days. Founder is William Quigley, and basically what it is, Worldwide Asset Exchange. That's why it's called WAX for short. It is simple, instant, secure, and global. WAX is the safest and most convenient way to create, buy, sell, and trade virtual items. And as promised, we have created a free report for you about this cryptocurrency with more research that you can download and be able to peruse basically at your own will. So the report is keystofreedom.com/wax report. Screenshot that or make a note. You will be able to download it after the webinar. So feel free to check that out.
All right, that leads us to some questions and answers. I know a lot of you have been really patient. The questions have been flying in the chat box, and it's kind of distracting, but we have wanted to get through this content and make sure that we get through it as efficiently as possible. So we know that there has been a lot of questions. We know this, and we are going to jump in and answer them right now. So first question is from Jessica. She's asking, can I really do this? Do I need to be a techie or know that complicated computer stuff? No, Jessica, you don't need to know complicated computer stuff. You don't need to be a techie. We teach everything from beginner all the way through to advanced users, and you don't need to know anything more than how to use Facebook or YouTube to be able to buy or sell cryptocurrency.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to follow up on that, we've got the complete beginners course that you're getting access to. So that is designed for absolute beginners who don't know a thing about cryptocurrency and blockchain. right, all the way to intermediate and even expert people already. But if you don't know anything about this, we've got you covered. The beginner's course will get you up to speed real fast, step-by-step video training and text training and PDFs. All of that is there to help you get started. So yes, you can do this even if you're not technical at all. Jason is asking, how much do I need to buy cryptocurrencies with? And Jason, that's a good question. We are in the education business, right? So while we provide our research and our insights and our experience, we can't tell you what to do with your money. We're not financial advisors, right? One thing we will say, and that's something that we personally do, is to only invest single-digit percentages of our net worth, right, of our disposable income. So basically always only risk what you can afford to lose. We always like to say it literally has to be money that you can afford to set on fire. So if for you that's $100, right, and $100, if that were to be set on fire right now, wouldn't affect you and your ability to pay bills and that kind of stuff, then that's something that you can start out with. And like we showed you earlier in the presentation, right, even $100, even if you think that's not a lot, especially in traditional markets, right, you put $100 in the stock market, the chances of you becoming a millionaire is virtually zero, right, because you just can't get those kind of gains. But with cryptocurrency, we've shown you actual examples of how this has been happening even recently, even over the last year, the past 2 years, where $100 turns into tens of thousands of dollars. And we really believe that this is going to happen again over the next 1, 2, 3 years. And even just $100 bet has the potential to turn into so much money.
So I will say this, we will show you exactly how everything is done. So don't worry so much about knowing all the finer details. We'll show you how to do all of that. All you need to do now is know how to make money from it. So we'll be showing you how to do this. You don't need to spend 1, 3, even 5 years learning trading or cryptocurrencies. We will show you exactly how this is all done. Don't worry about knowing all the finer details. So I'd just like to welcome a couple of people who have just signed up. We've got Karen, welcome. Welcome. We've got Matt, welcome. Looking forward to seeing you in the groups. We've got Strott. Welcome, Strott. Do you see anyone else that I've missed? Melinda, welcome, Melinda.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry if we missed this. Welcome. We're trying to give the presentation. So welcome everyone who's joining us. We'll be sure to greet you in the members area. We've got our support team standing by. So if you've joined us, congratulations. Looking forward and helping you, profit as much as possible from these cryptocurrency markets.
Absolutely. And I should note that as soon as we finish the call here, the bonuses mentioned on the webinar will disappear. So sleep on it if you want to. Come back tomorrow to make that decision, but be aware that the bonuses will be gone. If you already made that decision, we applaud you and welcome you to our special community. I'll just jump in and see if there's any more questions. Dirk, I think there's one there from Greg.
Yeah, okay, I'll take this one. So Greg is asking, what if I've never traded cryptocurrencies before? Greg, that's totally okay. Like we've said before, we've got the complete beginner's course here that takes you to everything, how cryptos work, where to buy them, how to store them, how to trade them. We've got in-depth tutorials for all of that. We can get you up to speed really, really quick. We show you how to do this safely and securely, right? The best ways how to store your crypto, which exchanges to buy them on, all that kind of stuff. And that's all part of the Keys to Freedom membership that you get when you join us inside the program today.
Excellent. Just looking through questions. I got one from Jerry. Jerry's saying it seems too good to be true. What's the catch? Good question. So the catch is if you wait, you are going to miss this train. We have a very specific timeline for when we see the market to really just increase, and that's May 2020. It might seem like a long time, but even as we're on this webinar, Bitcoin is just doing crazy things. So yeah, the catch is if you wait, you will miss this opportunity.
Here's one by Genevieve asking, is this easy to do, getting an account and all the setup? Absolutely, Genevieve. Once again, we have the complete beginner's course. So if you're starting out and you don't have a clue what's happening, you don't know anything about crypto or blockchain, we will get you up to speed We've got all the training. It is there like instantly. It's not something that we still have to create. The course is there. As soon as you sign up, you'll have access to it. You can start watching the videos and the training literally, in the next hour. As soon as you've got signed up, you get your login automatically, and it's all taken care of. So yes, it is very easy to do, and fortunately it's been a lot easier these days actually compared to 2-3 years ago. Even then it was still possible and it wasn't too hard, but just the increase in technology and basically the exchanges and how everything works has become so much more user friendly already. So it's way easier to sign up for an exchange account to be able to buy crypto. 2-3 years ago, you had to sign up on a certain exchange and send it over to another exchange and then to a different exchange. And these days, there's single exchanges that are safe, even that are even secured, FDIC deposit secured, which wasn't the case back then. So yes, it's easy to get set up, and we show you how to do all of it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Dirk, but I remember in 2013 when it took like 7 or 8 days for me to transfer money via different intermediate banks in order to buy Bitcoin. It was so painful. Now I do it on my phone in Australia with a number of different exchanges instantly. It's pretty cool.
It's instant. Literally within minutes, you can wire your money from the bank into that, or use a debit or a credit card and buy crypto, and it's in your account just like that, literally in minutes.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I got a question here from Vivian. She's asking, how do I go about storing my Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in a safe and secure way? Great question. We have a whole module on this in the beginner's course that explains the best ways to do this. In short, a hardware wallet is always the best way to do it, but the steps in which to do that are all in the inside. We'll just do a quick testimony from Cameron. Thanks for this one, Cameron. If you're listening on this webinar, we really, really appreciate you. So he said that he just wanted to put a quick thank you post to Dirk and Mitch Sanders. Being in the Black Ops group has taught me so much already. The guidance, tutorials, videos, and TA on projects are second to none. And for those who are on the fence on whether or not to join, I just made 1.5 times ROI, the entire cost of the annual Keys to Freedom newsletter, in 5 days with a tip I was given through this group. I highly, highly recommend them. And Ben's saying, the amount of information I've received from the Keys to Freedom guys is amazing. He's been in since October, November of 2017, so he's definitely been on a bit of a roller coaster ride. Information is more important. Gains come later. Be patient. So what you're going to get, you're going to get the Keys to Freedom monthly cryptocurrency newsletter. You're going to get 12 editions of that valued at $2,997 USD. You get all previous Keys to Freedom newsletters. That's 28 editions valued at $4,659 USD. You know, the Keys to Freedom beginners course valued at $497 USD. You get the technical analysis and trading course valued at $1,997 USD. You get access to the private chat community valued at $997 USD. This is a total real world value of $11,147 USD. And you're going to get it today. You'll be able to get started today for one low payment of $1,997 USD. And this will give you full access to Keys to Freedom for 1 year. You'll receive 12 monthly editions of our newsletter for 33% off our regular retail price of $2,997 USD. That's saving you $1,000 right now, right here. So to sign up right now, head over to the URL on the screen, type it into your browser, fill out your details, and make the once-off payment of $1,997 USD, and you'll get instant access to Keys to Freedom and all the bonuses that we've promised you on the webinar. Remember, this is your last chance. All those bonuses disappear if you decide to spend some time or take some time thinking about this. The time is now. Your time is now. Make this the best year that you can possibly make and get involved with cryptocurrency right now. And I can promise you, you will not regret it.
I just want to thank you, right? I want to thank you for being here. I hope you learned a lot. For those of you who have joined us inside Keys to Freedom, congratulations. I'm really looking forward to working with you for the next 2 years, providing you with the newsletters and our experience, our very best education and tips and everything that we can do to help you and help you understand this industry and profit from it, right? That's why we're here. And for those of you who haven't taken us up just yet, it's still not too late. It's completely possible. Remember, this is a very special offer, and especially considering less than 6 months from now, we are getting another halving event, right? This is something that happens once every 4 years. It's not going to happen until 2024 again. And the previous 2 times, it sparked an enormous rise in prices in a bull market. So the time is right now, and we want to get you through those next 2 years. We want to be by your side. We want to protect you from scams as much as possible. Whenever we see something or hear something, we will share it with you in the groups, right? We're here to look out for you. So once again, I invite you to join us if you haven't done so already. But thank you for watching, and have an awesome, awesome day.
Yeah, so that goes for me as well. Thank you very much for staying to the very end. We really, really appreciate you. We're super excited to welcome all of our new Kryptonites in the members area. We're super excited to be on the same journey as you guys through the May 2020 May Miracle, as we like to call it. It is just, it's making me ecstatic. Like, I'm losing my words thinking about the possibilities. Knowing that we've been through multiple bear markets and bull markets, knowing, seeing the run up of 2017 and the euphoria and the mania, and seeing, the whole market reacting, being able to go through that again, but this time with a massive group of people and giving the insights that we learned and had to learn the hard way. I'm super pumped to have you guys as our customers and as our clients to be part of this community. So as Dirk said, we really appreciate you, and yeah, thanks so much for being on this webinar, and we will speak to you soon.